Imagine an entire Roman army unit, more than 5,000 trained soldiers marching into the cold, foggy north of Britain and never coming back. No one finds their bodies. No one finds their weapons. Rome doesn't even write down what happened. It's like they walked into the mist and disappeared. This is the strange story of the Ninth Roman Legion, a famous group of soldiers who suddenly vanished from history almost 2,000 years ago. Today, you and I are going to walk through their last known days, look at the clues they left behind, and try to understand the truth behind one of history's biggest mysteries. So stay with me, because this journey will take us from the hills of Scotland to the deserts of the Middle East, and through secrets that the Roman Empire may have wanted to hide. Before we talk about their disappearance, let's talk about who the Ninth Legion was. The Legio X Hispana had been around for a very long time. They fought in many wars. They served under Julius Caesar. They survived huge battles that destroyed other Roman soldiers completely. In simple words, the Ninth was tough. By the early hundreds AD, the Ninth Legion was stationed in Britain, guarding one of Rome's most difficult and dangerous lands. And then, suddenly, for a Roman legion, a very organized and documented military group, this is extremely strange. To understand what may have happened, we need to look at the place where the Ninth was stationed, Roman Britain. Britain was not a peaceful province. The southern part was mostly under Roman control, but the north, what is now Scotland, was full of strong tribes like the Caledonians. These tribes did not like Rome. They fought back constantly. They attacked Roman forts, roads, and supply lines. Rome tried again and again to push deeper into the north, but the land was wild, thick forests, cold winds, hidden hills, and narrow paths perfect for ambushes. By the year 18 AD, Rome's governor in Britain was preparing for a very important visitor, Emperor Hadrian. Hadrian did not visit calm, safe places. He went where trouble was happening. Around this same time, something interesting appears in archaeology. The Roman fortress in York, the home base of the Ninth Legion, was being rebuilt. Walls were repaired. Buildings were strengthened. The work looks rushed. Something had damaged the fort. But what? For many years, people believed the Ninth Legion marched north into Scotland and was completely wiped out by local tribes. It's a dramatic idea. Picture 5,000 Roman soldiers marching through cold rain and fog. They move through forests, across rivers, up rocky hills. They don't know exactly where the enemy is. For a long time, this was the most famous explanation. But there is a problem. There is no physical evidence of a huge battle. No mass graves, no broken weapons, no armor, no clear signs of a wiped-out Roman legion, and Rome, famous for writing everything down, never mentioned losing a whole legion in Britain at this time. If you lose 5,000 soldiers, you normally talk about it. So, maybe they were not destroyed in Scotland after all. In 1202 AD, Emperor Hadrian visited Britain. When he arrived, he made a huge decision. He ordered the building of Hadrian's Wall, a long stone wall stretching across the width of the island. Why build such a massive wall? The official reason was to separate Romans from the barbarians. But many historians believe something much bigger was happening. Something in northern Britain was dangerous and unstable. Hadrian might have built the wall because Rome was losing control in the north. Something terrible had happened with the legions. The province needed stronger defenses, some older historians believed. Hadrian built the wall because the Ninth Legion had been destroyed. But again, where was the proof? Clues, yes. Clear answers? Not yet. Everything changed when archaeologists made a surprising discovery. In the Netherlands, yes, far away from Britain at a place called Nijmegen, they found stone inscriptions mentioning officers from the Ninth Legion. These stones are from the early 20th AD. That means part of the Ninth Legion, maybe officers, maybe groups of soldiers, were alive and active after they supposedly disappeared in Britain. This is huge. If the Ninth was totally destroyed in Scotland, how could officers appear in the Netherlands after that? This discovery forced historians to rethink everything. It meant the ninth may not have died in Britain at all. After the findings in the Netherlands, a new idea became popular. Maybe the Ninth Legion wasn't destroyed. Maybe they were moved to another place. Legions were often moved around the empire, from Germany to Gaul, from Gaul to Spain, from Spain to the east. It happened all the time. So perhaps the ninth was taken out of Britain around 20,000, A, because they had suffered losses, or because Rome wanted to reorganize the army. Maybe they were sent to Germany, the Rhine River area, the Danube frontier, or even farther east. But then we hit the same problem. After the early 120s, the ninth disappears again. No more inscriptions, no more records, no more mentions. It's like they vanished twice. Now we move to another important event in Roman history, the Bar Kokhba revolt in Judea, modern-day Israel, from 1302 to 6 AD I. This was a huge and deadly war. Roman soldiers died in massive numbers. At least one other legion is known to have disappeared because of this war. Some historians think the Ninth Legion was moved to Judea and destroyed there. It's possible. Imagine soldiers used to the cold, wet climate of Britain suddenly fighting in boiling heat. Imagine fighting rebels who used caves, tunnels, and surprise attacks. The fighting was brutal. If the Ninth died there, far from home, Rome may not have wanted to talk about it. It would be easier to quietly remove their name from lists than admit another military disaster. This theory fits some of the clues, but still not all. There is no direct evidence, like inscriptions or tombstones, linking the ninth to Judea. Again, almost right, but not perfect. Now let's look at another idea, one many people don't think about. What if the Ninth Legion didn't die at all? What if they were disbanded, broken up, and erased? Why would Rome do that? Disbanding a legion was rare, but not impossible. If that happened, Rome might have destroyed most records, because acknowledging that a loyal legion rebelled would look very bad for the empire. This could explain why records stop their name is removed. No one writes about their end, but again, we can't prove it. Let's follow the archaeologists and see what they found in different places. In York, Britain, the ninth fort was rebuilt, but not destroyed enough to show a total defeat. In Scotland, Roman camps and outposts appear, but none linked directly to the ninth. In the Netherlands, we found officers from the ninth, a strong clue. In the Middle East, we have ruins from the Bar Kokhba War, but no sign of the ninth, so the puzzle pieces are scattered, unclear, and incomplete. The Ninth Legion's trail goes cold again and again. So, what do most modern historians think? Here is the most accepted theory, a mix of all the clues. Around 1118 AD, the Ninth Legion probably suffered heavy losses fighting northern tribes in Britain. Because of these losses, Rome decided to move the legion out of Britain. Part of the legion, or at least its officers, went to the Netherlands, proven by inscriptions. From there, they were likely sent east, possibly to Judea or Cappadocia. They were destroyed in a tough war, probably around the 130s AD. Rome quietly removed their name from records to avoid embarrassment. This theory fits most of the facts, but it still leaves some questions unanswered, and that is why the Ninth Legion remains one of history's biggest mysteries. You might wonder, why do people still talk about the Ninth Legion? Because their story feels human. These were real men, fathers, sons, friends, brothers. They spent years far from home. They fought in rain, snow, heat, and storms. And one day, their story just stops. No goodbye, no final report. Nothing. We are drawn to mysteries like this because they show how much of the past is still unknown. Even today, with our technology and archaeology, parts of human history remain hidden. The Ninth Legion reminds us that the world is full of unanswered questions. So what truly happened to the Ninth? Were they killed in Scotland, crushed in a faraway desert, broken by rebellion, erased by their own empire? The truth may be a mix of all these ideas or something completely different that we haven't discovered yet. Maybe someday archaeologists will uncover a new stone, a new fort, or a buried battlefield that finally tells the whole story. Thank you for watching and exploring this mystery with me. If you enjoyed this journey into simple, clear storytelling about history, remember to like, subscribe, and tell me what mystery you want next. Because history is full of secrets and together, we can uncover them one by one.